Iqbal?
Today we are starting with the benefits management, that is the second domain of program management. And naturally you understand that benefit is the crux of the program management, because while the projects were focusing on the deliverables or the product, here we are more concerned about the benefit realization. So program benefit management is the fourth chapter of the standard, and it talks about 5 different areas in benefit management: benefit identification, benefit analysis and planning, benefit delivery, benefit transition, and benefit sustainment. We have been talking a lot about the whole process, and we do understand already that we do not only have to get the benefits out of the projects of the program, but we have to somehow consolidate them and convert them into consolidated benefits, which are not only to be, realized, but they have to be ultimately transitioned. And the most important part of the benefit is that it is sustainable. So these are the 5 areas. As far as the identification is concerned, we will be talking about the business case and the business benefit register. You may think that business case we have already discussed. Yes, of course we did, but that was a different perspective. It is the same business case, but from the benefit management point of view, we will look at what the business case should include. Then for the benefit analysis and planning, we will develop the benefit realization plan. And benefit management and the program roadmap will be revisited. From the perspective of benefit management, program roadmap, which you have already developed in the previous chapter, that would be readdressed. So you see, as I said, that all of these 5 domains are simultaneously happening. They are working in parallel. So the business case was developed there, and it is also accommodating something about the benefit. Then benefit register is a specific output coming out of this domain. Benefit realization plan is a output coming of this domain from the analysis and planning. Then when we are creating the roadmap, program roadmap, we also have to indicate when the various benefits are to be realized. So the benefit management would be shown on the program roadmap, and ultimately in light of all this, the program the benefit register would be updated at the end of the analysis and planning. Then when it is the time for the benefit delivery, this is the time when the first program starts yielding the benefits. That's where the benefit delivery starts, and it continues until and unless all the projects have delivered their benefits and they have been unified. So here we talk about the program benefit and program components. What are the various components affected by the program benefits? And also we'll talk about the program governance. And again, I would say program governance we have already talked about, and it will be highlighted further on. Then transition and sustainment, these are the 5 areas we are here to talk about. A little bit of initial talk on the benefit management. You see, program benefit management performance domain comprises of a number of elements that are central to the successful conduct of the program. So what are these elements? As you have already seen, we need to have a register, we need to have a benefit realization plan, we need to have a benefit management plan, and ultimately we are to ensure that it is transitioned and sustained. So it includes processes to clarify the program's planned benefits and intended outcomes, and include processes for monitoring and the program ability to deliver against these benefits and outcomes. So we are not only outlining what are the benefits we are setting out to accomplish, but we are also ensuring through our monitoring processes that we be able to deliver those benefits and outcomes. Purpose of benefit management, program benefit management, is to focus on program stakeholders, and you understand who those stakeholders are. Naturally, we are talking about all the stakeholders, but at the same time, few of the key stakeholders are listed here, like the program sponsor, program manager himself, his project managers, his project program team, and the program governance board is sitting on top of them, and several other program stakeholders on the outcomes and benefits to be provided by the various activities conducted during the program duration. So all the activities which will ultimately be yielding into benefits naturally. So we are more concerned about those benefits and realization of those benefits, and we are creating this plan for that purpose, that those benefits are properly managed, properly realized, and ultimately transition and sustain. To do this, program manager employs program benefit management to continually, these are the general responsibilities, and we already understand and we have seen the index, and we already know that what are the five further areas of this benefit management domain. But generally speaking, we need to first identify and assess the value and impact of program benefits. What we want to achieve, what is the value we want to get out of whatever is targeted to be the program outcome or the benefit. Then we have to monitor the interdependencies between those outputs coming out of various projects when the program and how these outputs contribute to the overall program's benefit. So we have to unify, we have to convert those products into benefits and unify those benefits to meet the required, desired, intended outcome. Then we have to analyze the potential impact of planned program changes on the expected benefits and outcomes. So the change request is a normal thing. Happens in projects, will happen in programs as well. And naturally, due to more uncertainty, we are more likely to encounter changes into the program. Therefore, what is the impact of each change coming over? Is it affecting the ultimate benefits and the outcome of the program? If so, then we have to thoroughly analyze that and see if the benefits are changing, then those have to be aligned with the strategy. Assign the responsibility and accountability for the realization of benefits provided by the program. Somebody should be held responsible and accountable. So who are those people who are actually looking after the realization of these benefits? They have to be clearly mentioned. Align the expected benefits with the organizational goals and objectives. Naturally, these whatever benefits we are creating, are they really aligned with the organizational goals and objectives or not? And it's not only a simple game of aligning them once, but this is a continuous process, because even the organization goals and objectives can shift. And if they do, then we have to align our expectations accordingly. Our benefits will then become different and the whole program plan will be revised. And then assign as responsibility and accountability for the realization of benefits provided by the program, that we have already said. The addition is, and ensure that the benefits can be sustained. This is a very important point. The benefit we realize must not fizzle out after we have closed the program, completed the job and gone home. These must be sustainable. We must create such programs which are sustainable. The benefit coming out of it must be sustainable. It should be continuous. And in between this long-term sustenance, before we can transition our benefits to the end user or the end beneficiary, we still have to sustain these benefits within our program while the program is alive. The benefits must be sustaining till then they are transitioned, and then they should be in such a condition that they should sustain on their own, or whomsoever takes over, that person should be responsible and should be trained and educated as to sustain them. So the benefits should be sustainable. Various types of benefits may be defined and generated by programs. Some benefits, such as expanded market share or presence, improved financial performance, or operational efficiencies, may be realized by the organization performing the program, while other benefits may be realized by the organization's customers or the program's intended beneficiaries. So the ultimate benefit may be realized when I deliver this capability to my customer, and then they should be able to adopt it and get that benefit out of it. The better trained that person is, there are more chances of sustenance of this benefit. That these customers and beneficiaries may include operational or functional areas within the organization or external to the performing organization, whomsoever is responsible, such as specific groups of interested parties, business sector, whatever. So we are delivering, if externally, to certain groups, and those groups are then responsible for taking benefit out of it and sustaining it. If it is an internal issue, if we are doing something, we are increasing the capability or enhancing the performance of our own organization, then it is an internal issue that we should hand it over to the requisite groups who can sustain it. Benefits are often defined in the context of the intended beneficiary and may be shared between multiple stakeholders. Number one, intended beneficiary. Who is the intended beneficiary and what are the intended outcomes or benefits? So it greatly depends upon the beneficiary what he or she wants. And it is not only one stakeholder, we might have to communicate with a number of stakeholders. That is exactly why stakeholder is also one of the main domains of program management. It is just not like a knowledge area, like in PMB, okay. It is not a knowledge area. All the knowledge, the corresponding knowledge areas other than stakeholder are otherwise covered in the program lifecycle. But here we are talking about specifically about the stakeholder, and stakeholder is addressed as a separate domain as well. While the lives of the organization's customers or program's intended beneficiaries may be improved in some way as a result of the program, the performing organization may also benefit from the new or improved capability to consistently deliver and sustain the resulting product, services, or capabilities produced. So the benefit we are delivering, whether internally or externally, even if we are delivering a benefit externally to some customer, then still we are benefiting something at our level. Maybe we have enhanced the skill of our people in doing a certain kind of job, and now in future we will be able to do similar kind or better kind of jobs. So even if the beneficiary was someone else, we also reap some fruit out of it, and those benefits enrich us, add to our experience, and ultimately we are able to establish some rapport in that area. A benefit is an outcome. As we discussed it, like NGOs and the donor agencies and government agencies usually call the benefit as outcome. They don't know what the benefit really means and they call it outcome. So whenever they use the word outcome, we should understand they are talking about program management, whereas they won't be able to even call it a program management. They may be calling it a project or whatever they want to call it, but anything which is giving you an outcome, this is a benefit. So a benefit is an outcome of actions and behaviors that provide utility, value, or a positive change to the intended recipient. And intended recipient is one of your key stakeholders. Some benefits are relatively certain, easily quantifiable, and may include concrete or finite conditions, such as achievement of an organization's financial objective. Like you can define that you want to increase the revenue or gross margin by this much %. So what you have done is you have quantified it. But because of high level of uncertainty in programs, this job of quantifying and making it measurable might be a bit difficult. But as a program manager, it is your responsibility to try to quantify it as much as possible, because only then you will be able to measure against it, and ultimately to succeed in benefit management you have to be able to measure it and deliver it. Or the creation of physical product or service for consumption or utility. So if there is a physical product or service, that can be measured. Other benefits may be less easily quantifiable and may produce somewhat uncertain outcomes, right? So maybe, I am doing a program to make the nation happy. How happy have I made the nation? How much happy do I want to make the nation? This is really very, very difficult to ascertain what is the exact level of happiness which I am trying to achieve. Example of less certain program outcomes may include an improvement in employee morale, just like happiness, improvement in employee morale or customer satisfaction, or may include a societal benefit such as the reduced incidence of health conditions or disease. But still, as I said before, no matter how uncertain the condition is, as a program manager, this is your responsibility to make it as measurable as possible, as quantifiable as possible. Like, you say, if happiness and morale cannot be measured, you can say, okay, let us define a metric for morale or happiness. And you define a metric, a measure by which you say, okay, if you are smiling to that extent, that means you are a bit happy, and so on and so forth. To define the conditions which would be measured against. So what I essentially want to say is, although programs have more uncertainty, difficult to measure, but sometimes you could quantify, and other times, even if you could not quantify the benefit, you should try and somehow bring them in a measurable way. Programs and projects deliver benefits by enhancing current capability or developing new capability that support the sponsoring organization's strategic goals and objectives. So what we are talking here is that we are going for improvement from the present status. If I want to enhance an organization's capability, or I want something new to be developed, some new skill or capability to be developed for the organization, that would be through a program, because we are not focusing on a product, we are focusing on a capability. Benefits may not be realized until the completion of the program, but I said may not be realized, but this is not true in all the cases. They may realize, but they may not realize. May not means that the ultimate benefit we want to deliver is a unification of all the deliverables of the projects or the benefits which have been given out by different projects. They have to be unified and consolidated as if to deliver the ultimate benefit to the customer. In that case, this benefit delivery cannot be completed until and unless the whole benefit is unified and delivered. On the other hand, this can be done where it is not necessary to deliver the benefits like that in a unified way. What we can do is, if we are enhancing the education system of Pakistan, then what we are trying to do is that each project may be delivering a school or a university or something like that, and we can start making them operational and they start yielding the benefits ultimately. But the ultimate completion of the benefit may occur at the end, but benefits have started delivering. So we can have incremental results coming out of it. Depending on the nature of program, the program roadmap may be defined to produce incremental benefits. So how can we use the program roadmap we created in the previous domain? We can define when incremental benefits will be delivered according to the roadmap. If it is a 10-year program, then I can say in 2019, this benefit must be yielded, and in this year, this benefit will be yielded. These are the incremental benefits. But if there are no incremental benefits, then naturally all the benefits will be consolidated and will be delivered at the end of the whole game. So if we can do the incremental benefits, we can begin to realize a return on investment. That may help fund the future program benefits and outcomes. It's not only the organizational capability we are creating. Even within the program itself, If it is a 10-year long program, maybe after 2 years, the program becomes self-sustaining and starts feeding money to the next stages. So the subsequent benefits may be getting their funding from within the program. So this is very interesting because, as I said, programs are just like organizations. They are there for a long duration, and they have to sustain. They have to sustain themselves. They have to sustain the benefit, but they have to sustain themselves. So the benefits they deliver in the beginning might be a source of revenue for them to fund the subsequent benefits. It is important that as incremental benefits are being produced, the intended recipients, whether internal or external to the organization, are prepared for the resulting change and are able to sustain the incremental benefits through the completion of the program and beyond. This is the matter of needs and expectations. You set the expectations according to the roadmap where a specific benefit is to be incrementally delivered, realized. So prepare your stakeholders accordingly. You tell them that this is the time, government of Pakistan is claiming that by this year electricity problem will be solved. It should not be a hollow claim. It should actually, be based on some calculation, and program will make such like claims in its life. And that life is the roadmap. On the roadmap, they will tell what we are promising to deliver when. Some programs deliver benefits only after all of the component projects have been completed, and we already talked about it. The project deliverables need to be integrated. That was the reason why that deliverable cannot be delivered in order to realize the full benefit, because you cannot probably get the feeling of the realization of full benefit until and unless all the benefits have been unified together, consolidated together. For example, if the mission to Mars, NASA sends a spaceship or whatever, but it can only yield benefit when the spaceship safely lands back and brings the results, and we have, somehow to celebrate, to benefit out of this journey. Examples of programs that deliver the intended benefits at the end of the program may include major construction efforts, work programs such as roads, dams, and bridges,
Muted. सर ये पिछले
Unmuted.
हो गया, हमने कुछ नहीं सुना।
कब से कितनी देर होगी शुरू से?
ये पिछले स्लाइड से सर, इससे
अच्छा अच्छा, ओके, आई एम सॉरी, मैं आई विल गो बैक टू दैट स्लाइड, आई विल गो बैक।
ठीक है।
दिस वाज द स्लाइड।
तो सर वो जो some programs deliver benefits only after all of the components
Okay,
have been
okay,
completed.
I'll start from
ये
there.
वाले।
Start from there. Okay, going back to that slide, I'm sorry for the mishap. Probably this was muted out somewhere. So benefit management, some programs deliver benefits only after all the component projects have been completed. We were discussing that some programs deliver at the end of the program all the benefits unified, and some programs do incremental delivery, right? So here what is mentioning is only after all the component projects have been completed. So these are those kinds of projects where the ultimate benefit is required by the customer. He cannot be given the benefit in bits and pieces. He can't really make use of those benefits. Therefore, we'll keep collecting all the outputs or the products of various projects, converting them into benefits, and keep joining them and enhancing the capability of that benefit as if by the end of the program, those benefits are in the desired intended shape, which is of use for the end user. In this case, the project deliverables need to be integrated throughout in order to realize the full benefit. And the examples could be of these intended benefits could be like, major construction effort. So till that time a tower has been erected, we cannot say that now it can start giving us the desired benefit. So no matter how many benefits were there in various stages of constructing this tower, but it is a unified benefit which could only happen after the whole tower has been assembled and developed. Like roads, dams and bridges, again, the benefit is unified and comes later. Aerospace programs like NASA, if a mission is flying to Mars, then what we are doing is that there could be a number of projects, a number of benefits we could be yielding throughout this program. And this program could be, say, 20 years long. And in these 20 years, we have sent many ships, spaceships out there, and they have done a lot many research and all that. But until and unless this whole, spaceship thing is finished and, they come back, bring back all their results, and then we can compile those results together, then can we start benefiting from it. Same is true for the aircraft industry and shipbuilding and medical devices and pharmaceuticals. And about pharmaceuticals, I have to say that pharmaceuticals, even the projects in pharmaceutical industry, they are very lengthy. From 7 to 15 years, a project in pharmaceutical industry takes. And about the program, if you have to, come up with an antidote for a disease, then probably it is not just a matter of finding the right, herb which will give us that medicine. We have to ultimately create that medicine, deliver it to the customer, and the customer should patient should get well also, and we should have a proven record of that, and only then we can see that it has started yielding the benefit. So it has to be unified. Program benefit management also ensures that benefits provided by the organization's investment in a program can be sustained following the conclusion of the program. We should not, leave it in the mid-air. We should, if we have, managed this whole space program and we have been, managing the products and benefits throughout this program, once we hand it over to the government, then we can't say that now it is your responsibility and we are not bothered about it. We have to put a sustainment mechanism built into that, or you can say we have to make sustainable programs, as if the benefits could be yielded continuously. And for that, maybe the training of the people who have to take care of those benefits must be part of this whole mechanism of the program. Throughout the program benefit delivery cycle phase, program components are planned, developed, integrated, and managed to facilitate the delivery of intended program benefit. So our sole purpose, why are we doing all this, planning, developing, integrating, and managing, is to deliver the intended program benefits. And intended program benefits are very clear to us. We do understand how we want to deliver them. Are they to be delivered all at once or incrementally throughout the life of the program? So whatever that is, we have already defined in our benefit management plan when and how these things will be delivered. During the program benefit delivery phase, the benefit analysis and planning activities along with the benefit delivery activities may be performed in an iterative fashion, especially if corrective action is required to achieve the program benefit. So like when we are doing governance or checking the performance of the program, we can come up with many change requests. When we are aligning various phases, various domains, then we can come up with different changes, and ultimately this is an iterative cycle, and we keep enhancing the capability by delivering the benefits better than earlier. Program benefit management requires continuous interaction with other domains, performance domains, as I was just mentioning. Like you see, interaction are cyclic in nature and generally begin top-down during early cycles of the program and bottom-up in later phases. So in the beginning, if we have to create an interaction between, say, strategic alignment and benefit management, or governance and benefit management, so that would be done in a top-down manner. But if it happens in the later phases, it could be right from the bottom. For example, program strategy alignment in conjunction with program stakeholder engagement provides the critical input parameters to the program, including vision, mission, strategic goals, objectives, and preliminary business case. So you can't really say that these things are not parallel. Program strategy alignment, program governance, program benefit management, program stakeholder engagement, program lifecycle, all the all the five domains are happening in parallel, and they are interacting with each other, as I said, and these two are actually helping us develop the vision, mission, strategic goals, objective, and the preliminary business case. And the same business case we are catering for in the benefit management also. We are ensuring that that represents the benefit management. Program performance data are evaluated through program governance. Naturally, program governance has given us a structure, how to measure a mechanism to measure the benefits, and this ensures that the program will produce its intended benefits and outcomes. We have our KPIs. We actually can measure through our KPIs what we are expecting to happen to us. If you look at the benefit management cycle, that is something like this. Benefit identification, benefit analysis, and planning. You see, in benefit identification, what you have done, you have actually identified all the intended benefits. What are the intended outcomes? So you have identified, and now in planning, you are planning for creating those benefits, delivering those benefits, realizing those benefits. So in identification, it was identify and qualify the business benefits, and that could be the part of the business case. And as far as the analysis and planning are concerned, we are to derive the prioritized components. We have to derive the benefits matrix, how to measure it. This could be, governance may be helping us develop the KPIs for that. Establish benefit realization plan, very important. What is your benefit realization plan and how are you expected to monitor it? And the roadmap we just talked about, roadmap was just giving us when those benefits will be delivered. But actually, that the comprehensive way of doing it is benefit realization plan and then monitoring. then map those benefits onto the program plan. And once you do that, that is a program roadmap. Benefit delivery, you start monitoring the component projects, maintain the benefit register, and report the benefits. So you keep delivering the benefits and keep a record of all the benefits which have been delivered. In benefit transition, you consolidate coordinated benefits, you transfer the ongoing responsibilities, and this way you have transitioned the benefit to the end user, and then is the benefit sustainment. You can see the program benefit management is shown, the arrow is shown till half of the benefit sustainment. We will go a little way with the benefit sustainment as to ensure that the intended stakeholder has ultimately understood and taken over it in the right spirit, and when we see it smoothly running, we can extricate, and the benefit sustainment will continue. So we'll monitor the performance of benefits, we'll ensure continued realization of benefits until the time we are not sure of that, we'll not leave the program. On the other hand, if you look at the top, that shows you that program is defined in the beginning, and when the program definition is done, we formulate the program, and we prepare the program, prepare for the program, and those things happen in parallel with the benefit identification, and some part is in planning and analysis. The benefit delivery, the overall benefit delivery program benefit management cycle, that will happen iteratively, and that will involve the analysis and planning and the delivery. And the program closure will include the transition and close out of the program. The program will be closed out, sustenance will continue, and we will only leave the sustenance when we are sure that everything is in order. So these are the 5 sections of this domain, as we have already seen in the index: benefits identification, analysis and planning, delivery, transition and sustainment. And in the previous diagram also you have seen these 5 sections, and we briefly defined what they do. Now, taking them one by one, program benefit identification. The purpose of benefit identification is to analyze the available information about organizational and business strategies, internal and external influences, program drivers, to identify and qualify the benefits that the program stakeholders expect to realize. And you see, we cannot and should not leave out any benefit. We cannot ignore any benefit from this list. Once we are identifying, just like in project management, we used to identify the stakeholders, or we used to identify the risks. Nothing was big, nothing was unimportant. Every small or big customer, stakeholder, or risk was always important, and we wanted to list them down. So once we are identifying the benefits, no matter how small or how big a benefit is, the benefit must be identified, and that benefit must be in alignment with the organizational objective and also stakeholder needs and expectations. Organizational initiatives are identified accordingly depending on the identification of benefits. So only when we are clear about what are the benefits we want to get out of this whole program, then I can design how they will be achieved and what are the actual projects which would be done to do that, to achieve that benefit, and sustainable benefit. And so these organizational initiatives are then identified and documented during the organization's strategic planning exercise. These initiatives decide the goals and activities for the organization. No, not decide, describe the goals and objective activities for the organization. A strategic decision-making body, typically this is normally known as the Program Governance Board, and program governance board is sitting on top of the program manager, and program manager gets all his approvals from this body. They may issue a program mandate. So this now we are clear. The program governance board issues the program mandate defining the strategic objectives that the program is intended to address and the benefits that are expected to be realized. So this is the main requirement given to you through a document called program mandate issued by the program governance board. This mandate is supported by a valid business case. So this is backed by a valid business case. So we already talked about the business case, and now we are saying that mandate can only be issued if business case is valid. So the activities that make up benefit identification. In benefit identification, we have to do a number of jobs. We have to define the objective and critical success factors for the program. What are the objectives of my program, and what are the conditions which, if completed, will show that I am moving towards the right path or towards the success. So first is the definition. The better the definition, we are better set up to achieve those successes. Then identifying and quantifying the business benefits. So what are we delivering to the business? What are the business benefits out of this program? We also have to look at that, developing meaningful metrics, how to measure them. Key performance indicators. As I said in the first one, the objectives and critical success factors. Now, critical success factors will guide me find the metrics and the performance indicator to measure the actual delivery of those benefits and the planned benefits. Then we have to establish processes for measuring progress against the benefit plan and creating the tracking and communication processes necessary to record program progress and report to the stakeholders. We have to keep the stakeholder in the loop, just like in projects. In projects also, we said we have to keep them in loop. But here it becomes more important, but because of this uncertainty of the program and due to the larger number of stakeholders, so you have to identify which stakeholders to be communicated and tracked for these purposes. A business case is a key input. Let me correct it. I probably could not see it. Okay, are we on the right slide?
जी सर ठीक है.
Okay, just a minute. Yeah, we were on this slide, and now we are moving on. Okay, so these are the benefit identification activities we have defined, and now we are moving on to the business case. Business case is a key input for organization leadership to charter and authorize the programs as part of the program governance performance domain. So, business case, as we studied in strategic alignment, business case was created there, but we are also mentioning it in benefit management because business case must talk about benefits and identification of benefits, what benefits are expected from the program, and it is very clearly saying that key inputs for organization leadership to charter and authorize program as part of the program governance performance domain. So program governance performance domain is interacting with these two or all the 5 domains, and ultimately we are able to, business case will be an instrument which, if present, will allow us to issue the charter and authorize the program. But remember, in the previous slides, we talked about a program mandate. Program mandate is a separate document. Program charter is a separate document. Project charters are separate documents. So it serves as a formal declaration of the value that the program is expected to deliver and a justification for the resources that will be expended to deliver it. So business case is serving all this purpose. We have proven in the business case that this program is going to bring value to our organization, or this program is going to yield certain benefits which will enhance the capability or create the new capability. Business case establishes the authority, intent, philosophy of the program need and business need and program sponsorship, while providing direction for structure, guiding principles, and organization of the program. The business case connects the organizational strategy and the objectives to the program objectives. So program has its own strategy, organization has its own strategy. The program strategy is aligned with the organizational strategy. They have got their own objectives. So business case is responsible to find a link between the strategies and objectives at organizational and program level, and helps identify the level of investment and support required to achieve the program benefits. How important is the program? How much are we ready to spend for it? So sometimes it's priceless. We have to go all in. This was business case. Then we talk about the benefit register. When we are identifying the benefits, they have to be properly entered into a benefit register. The benefit register collects and lists the planned benefits for the program. Whatever we desire from this program to achieve, all those benefits are listed there, and it is used to measure and communicate the delivery of benefits throughout the duration of the program. So whatever is the status of the benefit register, that will tell everybody which benefits were expected, what benefits have delivered, and naturally this is a sounding board. This actually gets communicated to the stakeholders, and they can always consult the benefit register and see which benefits have been delivered and which are in which state of delivery. I should not use the word delivery because it's more associated to the product, so we will use the word realization. In the benefit identification phase, the benefits register is developed based on the program business case, strategic plan, and other relevant program objectives. But once this benefit register has been developed, then we enter all the benefits and maintain a record of all the benefits in it. The register is then reviewed with key stakeholders to develop the appropriate performance measures for each of the benefits. We sit down with the stakeholders and ask them, well, this is the first benefit which we are expecting from this program. How would you like to measure it? How would we know that this benefit really has been achieved or is on the path to achievement, is on the correct path to achievement? So if we can define them, we can make them measurable. And if it is measurable, then it is very easy for me throughout the life cycle of the program to know every time what is actually happening and what is the status, which benefits I have lagged behind and which benefits cannot be achieved. If they cannot be achieved, then probably there should be some change request. Key performance indicators are identified in this phase, and their associated quantitative measures are defined and elaborated in the next phase. Where the program benefit register is updated, the benefit register may take many forms, but typically includes, some of these headings are given here. You remember, PMI always avoids giving you a format for something. That is the only thing lacking. Otherwise, the standards by PMI, they are full of knowledge and wisdom. But whenever it's time to tell what exact format is to be used to create a specific document, PMI always keep mum. They don't contribute a format. Why? Because if PMI issues us a format, then without thinking twice, the whole industry will try to adopt it in situ, which may not be the right approach. We are dealing with all kinds of programs here. So they may have their own requirements, they may have their own organizational process assets, own pressures, own enterprise, own factors. So based on that, everybody may have their own format with their logo on it. So there could be some similarities in on the benefit registers, but generally speaking, it is the responsibility of the organization to standardize a format for that. What all should be included? All the intended or planned benefits must be listed there. Then there should be a mapping of the planned benefits to the program components. So we should be able to see that if this job is happening, which is the benefit it is contributing to. Description of how each of the benefits will be measured. How are we going to measure how much the benefit has been achieved? Then description of how each benefit will be measured and derived KPIs and thresholds for evaluating their achievement. So KPIs should be there. Status a program indicator for each benefit. What is the status of each benefit at any given time? And that would also indicate the progress. Target dates and milestones for achievement of those benefits. So any person, group or organization which call the stakeholders responsible for delivering each of the benefits. So those responsibilities are to be also defined against every benefit. Next we move to analysis and planning. Purpose is to establish program benefit realization plan. Number one, program benefit realization plan. This is the execution plan, how we would work out. कैसे हम करेंगे? So once we have an approach, then we start working, so working on the benefit realization plan, and that would explain in detail how the benefit realization plan is established. That will guide to work through the remainder of the program. How the defining and prioritization of program components has been done, including the projects included in it, sub-programs or whatever other components are there, and their interdependencies. Defining the KPIs and associated quantitative measures. We not only have to identify various key performance indicators, but also through quantitative measures, we make it measurable, required to effectively monitor the delivery of program benefits. Establishing the performance baseline for the program and communicating program performance metrics to the key stakeholders. So we are keeping our stakeholders updated and informed. It is especially important to quantify the incremental delivery of benefits so that the full realization of planned benefits may be measured during the performance of the program. Meaningful measures help the program manager and stakeholders determine whether or not benefits exceed their control threshold and whether they are delivered in a timely manner. So a meaningful measure would be which is able to deliver on time, number one, and is within the control thresholds. This includes the timing of the delivery of benefit, and that's what you have shown on the roadmap, and now we are talking about developing this plan, realization plan. Just have a look at this diagram, and this diagram shows you the just like in project life cycle, this is the life cycle of the program, and this is like a very complex mountain which has many ups and downs. But you see, if I compare it with the life cycle, you see when the program is being formulated, we are exponentially increasing our cost. We are actually working on it, although in the beginning we are spending less, but we suddenly start spending more by the end of program formulation, and then the program is being prepared, that needs additional funding. When the program starts delivering the benefit, it again is reaching its peak, and then many programs are doing that. Ultimately, program reaches its peak, and then as soon as the benefits are start getting transition and sustained, our line keeps coming down. So there is, only the benefit can be realized only after the benefit delivery has started, and at least one component project at least has delivered its benefits. So it can start as soon as this happens, and then this will increase exponentially throughout. Benefit analysis and planning. Again, program governance function within the program will help the program team determine if benefit achievement is occurring within the stated parameter. So changes to the component projects or the program as a whole may be proposed when necessary. So this is self-explanatory. This analysis requires linking benefits to program objectives. Financial expenditure, operational as well as capital, measurement criteria, KPIs, and measurement and review points. So this analysis is the in-depth study which is not only analyzing all the benefits, but it is toying with the idea of various approaches, which is the best approach to do it, and then how much funding is required for each project, how the progress of each program will be measured, and when and how they will be reviewed. The benefit realization plan is also used during the benefit delivery phase to verify that benefits are being realized as planned, while providing feedback to program stakeholder and to the program governance board to facilitate successful benefit delivery. So benefit realization plan, just hold on. So benefit realization plan formally documents the activities necessary for achieving the program's planned benefits. So here the important document is the benefit realization plan, which documents our approach, the method. It identifies how and when benefits are expected to be delivered to the organization and specifies what is the mechanism that should be in place and ensures that benefits are fully realized over time. So keeping an eye on it, how they are being realized, how to keep an eye on it, this is also part of the realization plan. The realization plan also identifies the associated activities and processes and systems needed for change driven by the realization of benefits. If there is a change, how it is to be managed, the required changes to existing processes and systems, how they will get inducted into the program through the change control process, and how and when the transition to an operational state will occur. So if these things, you see, we do have to find answers to these questions, because if we don't, then we don't know how to progress ahead. Therefore, this gives us a mechanism, and we then keep following it, and that's how we do better. So benefit realization plan formally documents the activities necessary for achieving the planned. No, this we have studied. Sorry. Benefit realization plan specifically should define each benefit and associated assumptions, determine how each benefit will be achieved, link component project outcomes to the planned program outcome. So whatever are the state of the projects are, that is going to be contributing towards the overall plan program outcomes. Then how it is to be measured, what are the KPIs, and what is the measuring mechanism that is defining the metrics, and then defining the roles and responsibilities required to manage these benefits. Define how the resulting benefits and capabilities will be transitioned into an operational state for achieving benefits. Provide a process for determining the extent to which each program benefit is achieved prior to formal program closure. Benefit management and the program roadmap. You see, once we have created the benefit realization plan, now is the time that we are very clear about when which benefits are to be delivered. So this can now be shown on the roadmap. Benefit management establishes the program architecture that maps how the component project will deliver the capabilities and outcomes that are intended to achieve the program benefits. The program architecture defines the structure of the program components. So what all are the projects or other components included within the program by identifying the relationship among the components. So components are interlinked, they are interconnected within the program. So if there is a project, they might have some relationship with the other project through the parentship of the okay, just give me a break for a minute and I'll just. Okay, I'm back. We were talking about the program architecture that maps how the component projects will deliver the capabilities and outcomes that are intended to achieve the program benefit. So this is the mechanism. This gives us the mechanism. And program architecture defines the structure of program components by identifying the relationship. Like we had a relationship of activities in project, here we don't have the activities as the lower part. Programs are just to manage the component interconnections, interrelationships. Therefore, those relationships are property. Maybe one benefit coming out of one component is getting into another component as an input. So these kind of interactions and relationships are to be defined, and various roles related to that must be identified, and the rules that govern their inclusion. When a component will accept the deliverable of another component, what is the state and how it would be acceptable for that. Benefit management and program roadmap also includes, roadmap is the chronological representation. You remember it's a straight line with dates, and it chronologically shows what benefits are to be delivered when the all the major milestones are defined there. And it also depicts the key dependencies between those major milestones. It communicates the linkage between the business strategy and planned and prioritized work, and reveals and explains the gaps and provides a high-level view of key milestones and the decision point. This is exactly what we studied earlier when we were talking about strategic alignment, and there we mentioned program roadmap. These were exactly the 3 points we studied there. Program roadmap summarizes key endpoint objectives, challenges and risks. It describes evolving aspects of the program, especially in case of incremental benefit delivery, and provides a high-level snapshot of the supporting infrastructure and component plans. Benefit register is naturally was the output of the business case. For identification of benefits. But here, in light of the development of various items here, you see, we have the roadmap, we have the benefit realization plan. In light of these two things, my benefit register might have been amended and updated. The benefit register initiated during benefit identification is updated during benefit analysis and planning. At this time, the program benefits are mapped to the program components based on the program roadmap. So now it is exactly in accordance with the program roadmap. So this is the amendment we might have in that. The benefit register is then reviewed with the appropriate stakeholders to define and approve key performance indicators that we have already talked about, that we sit down with the stakeholders to define how to measure these benefits. So we decide on the key performance indicators in consortium with our stakeholders, and that will be used for program monitoring performance of the program. Next is the benefits delivery. Purpose of benefit delivery is to ensure that the program delivers the expected benefits as defined in the benefit realization plan. So we know already which benefits will be delivered. This is already mentioned in the realization plan. Now is the time to deliver those benefits, to manage the delivery of those benefits. Monitoring the organizational environment, including internal and external factors, program objectives, benefit realization, to ensure that the program remains aligned with the organization's strategic objective. And that was a very starting proposition, that whatever we are doing is in accordance with the strategic objective. So we have to monitor the internal and external factors, that they do not drive us in some direction, which is where we do not remain aligned with the strategic objectives of the organization. Therefore, we have to monitor the organizational environment, number one. Number two is initiating, performing, and transitioning and closing components, projects, and subprograms as and when a component is done. We start an component by initiating it, giving it a charter. It goes into execution, and then it yields the product, and that product is converted into the benefit, and then it is transitioned. Ultimately, the component gets closed, but the benefit remains, and managing the interdependencies between these components. Evaluating program risks and KPIs related to program financials, compliance, quality, safety, stakeholder satisfaction, in order to monitor the delivery of benefits. Recording program progress in the benefit register and reporting to the key stakeholder. So we do have a benefit register. So whatever benefits are being delivered, we already created the benefit register in the identification. We updated this register in the benefit in the analysis, benefit analysis and plan. And now is the time when we are executing. We are actually delivering those benefits. So I'll keep updating the benefit register according to the exact actual delivery of those benefits. Benefit delivery phase ensures that there is a defined set of reports and metrics. As we said earlier, there has to be certain pre-decided metrics and KPIs with the other stakeholders, key stakeholders. So what are the exact reports and metrics reported to the program management office, program governance board, program sponsor? And it might be true that different audience need to see different reports. So which is the report I'm sending to the program governance board, and which is the report I'm sending to the program management office? The requirements could be different. But whatever are the requirements, and howsoever they have decided their metrics, they have to be represented as if they know from their purpose, looking at their purpose, they would know whether this measurement metric is suitable for us or not. So it should be. By consistently monitoring and reporting on benefit metrics, stakeholders can assess the overall health of the program. So that gives them a confidence. Although these metrics could not be exactly true, I mean, there could be an allowance of error in it, but it is better than having nothing. We do have a mechanism now according to which I can perceive where I am going and ultimately I can achieve the desired result. Benefit management is an iterative process and it will keep happening throughout the project and in parallel to other domains. This is happening. So benefit analysis and planning and benefit delivery in particular have a cyclic relationship. So I can go back from benefit delivery all the way to the program benefit analysis and reanalyze the situation and then get it change requested and ultimately start doing it again. Benefit analysis and planning may be continuously revisited as conditions change. Whenever there is an internal or external change, whenever there is a change request, this has to be, the planning and analysis have to be redone or at least tweaked. Corrective action may need to be taken in response to information gained from monitoring the organizational environment. Component reports, projects and sub-programs may have to be modified in order to maintain alignment of the expected program results with the organization strategy. So whatever is the organization strategy, if that changes, naturally we have to tweak everything underneath. Corrective actions may also need to be taken as a result of evaluating program risk and KPIs. Component projects and sub-programs may require modification to performance related to program financials, compliance, quality, safety, and our stakeholder satisfaction. These corrective actions may require that program components be added, changed, or terminated during the benefit delivery phase. So here is the ultimate decision made when a program component can be finished. So once we are delivering the benefits and we are, as I said, we are also cyclically analyzing and doing all that. So at any point in time, you may realize that due to the changing circumstances, the desired outcome is not being produced and therefore we might have to rehash our plan and maybe we have to add a new program, new project. We have to introduce a new project within our program to ensure that the things happen according to what was in our mind in the beginning. Components, program benefits and program components. A program is comprised of multiple components and we know that we do know that program is composed of the projects, the sub-programs. Each component, whatever it is, should be initiated at the appropriate time in the program and integrated to incorporate its output to the program as a whole. So there has to be a charter for every component. There has to be a separate charter for each component. The initiation and closure of these components are significant milestones in the program roadmap and therefore would be shown there and schedule and signal the achievement and delivery of incremental benefits. As the benefit realization plan is modified to reflect changes in program pacing, the program roadmap is updated as well. Now, program benefits and program governance. For a benefit to have value, it should be realized to a sufficient degree in a timely manner. The actual benefit delivered by the program component or program itself should be regularly evaluated against the expected benefits as defined in the benefit realization plan. So we have the complete realization plan in front of us and the complete definition of how we are realizing that. It is not the definition of benefit, it is a definition of realization of benefit. A key aspect to consider in whether the program components, even the program as a whole, are still viable. So what we are doing here is, we are continuously doing the cost benefit analysis or the feasibility. Although the business case was created earlier, but right when we are doing the job, we are also having a look at any change requests which could be there. So I will have to, I may have to change those things. Key aspect to consider in whether program components and even program as a whole are still viable. This is the reassessment we are going to be carrying out all the time, and ultimately this may bring changes to the program or a part of the program. This could occur if the program's value proposition has changed. Previously, we were maybe working only to earn more money, but now our aim has changed. Now we are targeting at something else, maybe for public good or something. So financials is no more my concern, and therefore I have to replan those things which were actually planned for making profit. If this could occur if the program value proposition has changed. For example, if the overall life cycle cost will exceed the proposed benefit. So this is no more it remains a cost benefit analysis, because if the benefits are less and cost is more, this is financially not feasible. Or if the benefits will be delivered too late, that is also not acceptable. Opportunities to optimize the program pacing may also be identified, as well as other synergies and efficiencies between the components. The benefit realization plan must have to be modified to reflect changes in the program components and pacing. What is the pacing of those, and if modified, the program roadmap should be updated as well. Talking about the program governance, we know program governance domain we will be discussing. It integrates with the benefit management domain to help ensure that program is continuously aligned with the organization strategy. This is the only concern of governance, to ensure that benefits remain aligned with the organizational strategy and that the intended value can still be achieved. So you have to keep auditing the situation and keep seeing through your KPIs the health of the program, and if it is fine, only then you will keep quiet, otherwise you will advise. Effective governance helps ensure that the promised value is achieved as benefits as required. The resulting benefit review requires analysis of the planned versus actual benefits across a wide range of factors, including the KPIs. In particular, the following aspects should be analyzed and assessed during the benefit delivery phase, and let us see what those are. First of all, strategic alignment. We have been harping about it right from the beginning, and it is not only just a matter of saying it again and again. Basically, this is extremely very important. We cannot survive at all if we are not in alignment with our strategy. So as soon as we get out of alignment, we should realize as soon as possible. If this is aligned, all my programs, my benefit realization plan, and everything included would be aligned back again to the same path. Then is the value delivery. Why are we doing this? Why are we bringing this new capability to the organization? Because by doing that, we are targeting a value delivery, the value addition that will come to our organization. So that is the focus on ensuring that the program delivers the promised benefits and that these benefits translate into value. Those should add value to the organization. And this is very important, that why did we do this initiative? Why did we start this program? If the benefits were not to add the value to the organization, then there is no fun in going in the whole exercise. There may be a window of opportunity for the realization of a particular planned benefit and for that benefit to generate real value. So if there is an opportunity such like that, we must gain it and achieve it. The program manager, program governance board, and key stakeholders may determine if the window of opportunity was met or compromised by the actual events. In the program or component projects, for example, delay, cost overrun, or feature reduction. Investments may also have time value, where shift in component schedule have additional financial impact. Then is the benefit transition. The purpose of benefit transition is to ensure that program benefits are transitioned to operational areas and can be sustained once they are transferred. So when we are talking about transition, It is not that we are not thinking about sustenance, rather we are already sustaining these benefits ourselves. Now is the time to hand it over to someone. And then that person, that organization must be able to sustain them once they are transferred. Value is delivered when the organization, community, or other program beneficiaries are able to utilize these benefits. Activities that make up benefit transition include verifying that the integration, transition, and closure of the program and its components meet or exceed the benefit realization criteria established to achieve program strategic objectives. So we have to verify that everything has been properly integrated and it has been delivered or transitioned and the program has been closed and the ultimate benefit has been realized according to the criteria, KPIs or metrics we had already set, developing a transition plan to facilitate the ongoing realization of benefits. So when turned over to the impacted operation area, our transition, our realization plan is in execution. We are transitioning according to our benefit realization plan, and we know through our roadmap when a specific benefit is to be transitioned. This ensures that scope of the transition is clearly defined. Stakeholder in the receiving organization or functions are identified and participate in the planning. The program benefits are measured and sustainment plans are also developed and the transition is executed. So we can have sustainment plans according to which we are training the people, we are educating them, we are giving training on job as if they can sustain the benefit later. Benefit transition planning activities within the program are only one part of the complete transition process. The receiving organization or function is responsible for all preparations, processes and activities within their domain to ensure the product, service or capability here is received and incorporated into their domain. There may be multiple transition events as individual program components close or as other work activity within the program closes. Benefits may be realized before the formal work of the program has ended, and we know that there are some benefits, rather it's very much definite that benefits will be realized earlier, but can they be delivered? Can they be handed over? So benefits could have been, if it is an iterative thing and transaction wise they are being delivered throughout the life of the program. Whenever a benefit is delivered, it's being handed over to the customer, the transition starts from there. Transition starts from there and it can finish only after the last benefit has been delivered, and then we negotiate with the transition party that how to understand it. Benefit transition may also occur following the close of the overall program. As I said before, if the program as a whole is intended to provide benefit to the organization and no incremental benefits have been identified. So all at once, we are delivering the whole, outcome of the program to the customer and we are closing it down. Benefits are quantified so that their realization can be measured over time. Benefits are sometimes not realized until long after the end of active work on a program and may have to be monitored well after the program has closed. You see, even if the program has closed, benefits somebody has to keep a watch on those benefits. Although when the program has closed, it is not the responsibility of the program manager, but somebody should take on the responsibility of ensuring that the initiative which has been left behind should be operational to the optimum. At the end of the program, the resulting benefits should be compared against those promised in the business case to ensure the program will actually deliver the intended benefits. So the benefit transition activities are evaluation of the program and program component performance against whatever applicable acceptance criteria is there, review and evaluation of acceptance criteria applicable to delivered components or outputs, review of operational and program process documentation, review of timing and maintenance material, review of applicable contractual agreements, assessment to determine if these resulting changes have been successfully integrated, activities related to improving acceptance of resulting changes, and readiness assessment and approval by the receiving group, person, group, or organization, and disposition of all related resources. The receiver in the transition process will vary depending on the individual component, event, and program type. The product support organization could be the receiver for the product line that a company develops. For a service provided to customer, it could be the service management organization. If the work products are developed for an external customer, the transition could be to the customer organization. So you must be very clear to whom are you transitioning. You must be very clear about it. In many cases, the transition may be from one program to another. This is also one of the scenarios that the output of this program becomes the input of another program. That is also possible. Program may also be terminated with no transition to operations. This may occur if the charter has been fulfilled and operations are not necessary to continue realization of ongoing benefits. So maybe there was a program to say to carry out the census activity. Once the census has been done, the program will be closed and the results will be only the results at the end would be shared with the statistics department. So there is nothing else to be transitioned. There is no ongoing operation of this thing. We have given the data to them. So in such type cases, the transition would be just the data. Or the chartered program is no longer of the value to the organization if strategy has changed and now program is no more of any value to the organization. So the previous programs which we have completed, no matter the transition has been done successfully, but that they are no more needed. So the transitions will not happen or they will not continue. Transition may be formal activity between functions within a single organization or contract-based activity with an entity outside the organization. The receiving entity should have a clear understanding of the capabilities and results to be transitioned. To whomsoever is there to receive the benefits, they should know and understand what are they here for, what are they here to collect, and what other requirements would be there related to this exchange. So what is required for the entity to successfully sustain the benefits? All pertinent documents, training material, and supporting system, facilities, and even personnel are typically provided during the transition and may include transition meetings and conferences. Last but not the least is the benefit sustainment. Purpose is to ensure ongoing sustainment activities have been transitioned to the appropriate entities or subsequent programs to steward the ongoing post-transition work. So as I said, we will keep a watch on, even the transition is complete, we'll keep a watch for some time to ensure that the sustenance is happening. And if it is satisfactorily happening, then we can go home and close the program. As the program is closed, responsibility for sustaining the benefit provided by the program may pass on to another organization. Benefits may be sustained through operations, maintenance, new project, or a program, or other efforts. The benefit sustainment plan should be developed prior to the program closure to identify the risks, processes, measures, metrics, and tools necessary to ensure the continued realization of the benefits delivered. Ongoing sustainment of program benefits should be planned. If the sustainment is continuous, and even if the program manager is no more there and program has been closed, there are official departments responsible for sustenance. Like Planning Commission of Pakistan, that is responsible for all the program sustenance, or whatever they want to call it. I don't know, they don't call it even a program, but they have a sustenance mechanism After every 5 years, you have to submit a report about this project or program to them, and that is a sustenance requirement, and they will ensure that some value has been generated. So it's typically conducted after the close of the program and is beyond the scope of individual component projects. So it is not done by project, it is not done by program anymore. Although the work that ensures benefit continue beyond the end of the program is performed by the receiving person, organization or beneficiary group after the program has ended. Program manager is responsible for planning these post-transition activities during the performance of the program. Some of the points, activities which you do in the benefit sustainment, you plan for operational, financial and behavioral change necessary for program achievement. What is the, when we deliver this, when we realize this benefit, when we deliver this benefit to the customer, there has to be a planning how they adopt it. So we have to plan for that. Implementing the required change efforts to ensure that the capabilities provided during the course of program continue when the program is closed. If there is no program resources, and I have taught the people who are taking over and we are confident that they can handle it, only then we can leave. Otherwise, we have maybe, there is a customer on which I'm not really very confident, then the program will sustain for some time, some more time, and till the time they have actually learned it. Monitoring the performance of product service capability are result from a reliability and availability for use perspective and comparing actual performance to planned performance. Is like, you study earned value management, is the same terminology. Monitoring the continued suitability of the deployed project service capability or event to provide the benefits expected by the customer owning and operating it. This may include continued viability of an interface with other product services or capabilities. Lastly, monitoring the continued availability of logistics support for product service result or capability. Responding to customer inputs, providing on-demand support to the product, planning for and establishing operational support. So on-demand support is operational support, updating technical information concerning the product service capability, planning for transition of product or capability, planning for retirement and phase out of the product, developing business cases and the potential initiation of new projects or phases, developing business case and the political initiation of new projects to respond to legislative changes. So all these points have to be considered, only then the benefits could be sustained. Development of a business case may be required to address such issues as an exit from a particular market, legislative action that alters consumer behavior or cultural change that alter the perception of improvement, or legislative actions that alters the consumer behavior or cultural changes. So we resist the change. So therefore there are some set feelings in one's mind. They don't want to give the control to others. Anyways, with this we have come to the end of the reading part of it, study part of it, and we will, before we can do the questions, I will ask you for any physical questions you have. जी हाँ जी, any questions?
फिलहाल तो नहीं है.
Okay, are you ready for the exam?
सर मेरा एक छोटा सा क्वेश्चन है सर.
जी जी.
कि जो हमने स्टडी किया था प्रोग्राम लाइफ साइकिल फेज,
जी जी,
शायद वो बात कर रहे हैं सर फहद अंसारी. हेलो
जी जी।
सर, ये जो प्रोग्राम बेनिफिट डिलीवरी एंड प्रोग्राम क्लोजर, ये कैसे मुख्तलिफ है जो हम प्रोग्राम लाइफ साइकिल स्टार्ट में पढ़ा था, स्ट्रेटेजी प्लान, जिसमें इनिशियल,
नहीं फिर
प्लानिंग,
ये
एग्जीक्यूशन,
कौन कौन सी चीजें?
ये जो अभी हमने पढ़ा है ना सर, प्रोग्राम डेफिनेशन, प्रोग्राम बेनिफिट डिलीवरी और प्रोग्राम क्लोजर, ये जो फेजेस हैं,
हाँ जी।
ये कैसे मुख्तलिफ है? वही, ये भी प्रोग्राम लाइफ साइकिल है, और जिसमें इनिशिएशन, प्लानिंग, कंट्रोलिंग, तो वो भी प्रोग्राम लाइफ साइकिल है।
नहीं सर, ये प्रोग्राम लाइफ साइकिल नहीं है, ये बेनिफिट मैनेजमेंट का लाइफ साइकिल है। और ये
नहीं सर, ये
बेनिफिट
जो
मैनेजमेंट, देखिए, जो जो प्रोग्राम का लाइफ साइकिल है वो तो एक डोमेन है ना। प्रोग्राम लाइफ साइकिल इज वन डोमेन, बेनिफिट की अपनी डोमेन है। 5 डोमेन्स हैं जो साइमल्टेनियसली ओवरलैप कर रही हैं।
जी
5 डोमेन्स ओवरलैप कर रही हैं। तो यही एक दो डोमेन्स आपको ओवरलैप करके दिखाई भी हैं। ठीक है ना। प्रोग्राम का लाइफ साइकिल ऊपर चल रहा था और नीचे वो चल रहा था आपका बेनिफिट का। तो देखिए, बेनिफिट जो है, ऑल्दो मैं प्रोग्राम लाइफ साइकिल में ये कहता हूं कि बेनिफिट डिलीवरी होगी, लेकिन वो मैं ब्रॉडली कहता हूं कि इधर से डिलीवरी शुरू हो जाएगी। लेकिन डिलीवरी के अंदर क्या क्या कुछ होना है उसका एक अपना साइकिल है, और वो प्रोग्राम साइकिल के शुरू से शुरू हुआ होता है। एज सुन एज द प्रोग्राम लाइफ साइकिल स्टार्ट, आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ द बेनिफिट स्टार्ट, एंड सस्टेनमेंट की बात करें तो वो क्लोज से भी आगे जा रही होती है। तो उसमें थोड़ी बहुत क्लोज अलाइनमेंट नहीं नजर आएगी अगर आपको अब खाली लाइफ साइकिल को देखेंगे, तो वो बेनिफिट को पूरा एड्रेस नहीं करता। तो बेनिफिट को समझने के लिए आपको बेनिफिट का ये पूरा जो 5 स्टेप्स हैं इनको देखना है, और इसको फिर मैप करके देखना है कि आपकी लाइफ साइकिल को कहाँ कहाँ इम्पैक्ट करता है, आपकी गवर्नेंस को कहाँ करता है, स्टेक होल्डर को कहाँ करता है। 5 एरियाज एक दूसरे पे इम्पैक्ट करेंगे जनाब।
ठीक है सर।